stores. And what happened was, is one of the stores' water heater burst, and it went and damaged 4 stores. And right now, we're really trying to figure out what's going on, because none of the insurance companies want to take claim to it. You know, well, it's not my fault, it wasn't my water heater. Well, it's not my fault, it was his water heater. And we're trying to figure out what's going on. But what we do is we have to take each, as far as we're concerned, we have to take each area on their own. And we go and we talk to that person on that storefront. And they have to, and it's so important, they have to make sure what their insurance is doing, because each insurance is probably going to be a separate claim on whoever they are. And right now I'm kind of torn right now, because we have one guy who has an insurance policy that's not covering anything of his or his equipment and his equipment. And we were referred to by another insurance agent.
Equipment?
Huh?
Computer equipment?
It was actually a nail spa, this one in particular. But it was, and I don't know if it's right for me to call the insurance who recommend us and tell him he should be talking to the store next door, because their guy is not so good. How many know what you should be doing when you have a water shut-off valve? Liz?
You should first off make sure you have one of these little things on your water shut-off valve, so not only you can find it in the middle of the night, but everybody else can find it, like my daughter when she comes over. Because this little guy is hanging in it, and you can see it pretty easily.
Good job.
I think she gets 2 for that. Wow. The extra.
The most important thing, and I can't even tell you, not only I always bring my water shut valve labels with me to encourage you when you get home to find out you have a valve. What I have found out, I actually had somebody come back to me and say, guess what? I never checked it to see if it worked. And it didn't. So not only do I encourage everyone to take a label, but make sure it works. Fortunately, does anyone know if your water shut valve is not working, what to do?
The main line, shut the main line off.
Good job.
Or call a plumber.
Yeah, 24 hours later.
Call Ben and ask him to bring the laser over.
See if you can close the shower door. No, you cannot.
Yes, you can.
All right, Ben.
Yes.
Back to business here, Ben. Thank you.
Yes.
Is the main line on the street?
Yes,
Yes.
it's on the street. You see that little cement cover? It's in there. So I encourage everyone.
Do you need a special tool?
Yes.
Shut that off?
Yes. Yes,
No,
you do.
you can use it, you can use,
Crescent
you need a
wrench.
screwdriver to
We're
pick up
asking
the
you.
brick first, the concrete.
Okay.
And then once you get in there, it's nice to have the special tool, but you
But
can
you
use
can.
a wrench
Yes.
or a pair of pliers.
I've done it with nothing.
I have too.
I disconnected a thing
With
from
your
a
hands?
washer and it
Nice.
just started pouring out. I ran out to the street with my hands, lifted it up and turned it on.
I have done too. So, but I encourage everyone to make sure it's working.
If you buy the shower valve,
I want her on my team.
$10.
So,
It's great.
I want to make sure that that question was crystal clear, because it sounded like it may have gotten muddied a little bit. Yes, the answer to your question is yes, it's at the main valve is. What you're referring to where these stickers go is the one at the house. So you can turn it off at the house, so when the washer is flooding, you can walk up and crank that right over. Is that correct?
Kind of, sort of. Well, yes, you're absolutely right. But my statement is to make sure it's working. If it's not working, the backup is to go to the main.
Right. The one at the house is the one.
Correct.
Is where that hits.
Yes,
Because you
the
don't
one
want
at
to
the
put
house.
you don't want to put that down at the street by the garbage can. You want that at the house so you can crank it right there.
Thank you, fearless leader.
Excellent. Is there any other questions as far as fire? Does anyone have any questions? This is a major thing when it comes to fire. Yeah.
I just can say, give a tip to everybody. When something do happen in your house and you call the insurance to report it, do not meet with the adjuster until you met with your contractor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody else. Because the adjuster will take advantage of the situation.
You bet.
We
And
just
tell you, oh, we're not covered, you didn't reach your deductible.
We just
Yeah.
had a situation with that. Just a second, I'll get back to you. We had just had, it was a really good point. I'm glad you brought that up, because that we just had a situation with that. We had a lady who had some water damage, and we went in, and she wanted. What we do is we say, okay, we have steps. This is a step 1, 2, 3. What we do, and then there was possible of mold. So Dale says, okay, we're gonna do this step. Well, in the meantime, the adjuster came in and says, no, you need to use this person and you need to start doing this and you need to do it. Well, what happened was is he brought his own guy in. The guy charged her $985 and she called Dale and says, I don't have any money left to do any work. He says, why did he charge you $985? Well, he told me I had to use his guy or else it wasn't gonna be covered. Well, the fact of the matter is, the person we recommend to do the testing is $250. Unfortunately, I learned this recently and I'm very, very sad to find out. Some of the adjusters do get referrals for the people they recommend. So that's why I'm asking everyone, don't listen to your adjuster. They don't necessarily, unfortunately, have your best interest in hand.
You're full shit.
Liz?
I just wanted to contest to that about 4 years ago, and Terry knows this, I had a flood issue in the bathroom. And my adjuster came in from my insurance company and said, I need this, 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 and it was phenomenal. Guys, I'm talking a lot of money. Long story short, if I would have called Terry's company and had got like a second opinion, I would have been 100 times better off. So all of us should at least give her a chance when we have an issue, because she can save us all a lot of money.
Yeah, can I piggyback on that?
Yes.
I had a similar experience to Liz, and I just want to underline what she said. There's absolutely nothing you lose by giving somebody you know, trust, like, and need I say know and see all the time, the opportunity to do a second opinion. It's one phone call, and you better have that thing on your refrigerator, not your wallet or here, because you, trust me, when my toilet overflowed on the second floor, it was party time. And I wish to hell 10 years ago I had had their number, because they screwed up so badly. Over a 2-year period, I had to have them come back and do the same installation 3 times on my kitchen floor. If I had had a good referral to a contractor from Terry and Dale that they knew and trusted and liked, I wouldn't have had those kinds of problems. So your second opinion, if you walk away with nothing from today, second opinion. When the pipe bursts or fire, call these guys. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Thank you. CJ?
Well, I want to make a
Where's my prize?
suggestion. The suggestion is to sit down with Terry, have her explain in detail about what they do. I had a major house fire back in 1992, and 3/4 of my roof was gone. We had been in a 4-year drought. The fire started at 6:30. The fire was out at 9:30. 3/4 of my roof was gone. At 10 o'clock, it started to rain for 8 days.
Sounds biblical.
God was punishing me for something.
Yeah, let's not talk about that here.
And 4 days before that, my ex-wife and I went through the house because we were getting a divorce. Nonetheless, what I want to say is that, of course, in '92 I did have a cell phone, but at that time, a lot of people didn't have cell phones, so they weren't calling you in the middle of the night. But what did happen was that I obviously could not sleep in that house that night. I was gone. But at 7 o'clock in the morning, I had given a telephone number to my neighbor about where I was going to be. 7 o'clock in the morning, the phone started ringing. I had calls from contractors. I had calls from Puro Clean type people.
Restoration
companies. Restoration companies, I'm sorry. I had calls from
Frustration. Full Puro
calls from
Clean.
everybody and their brother, because they were listening to Spanish. At 9 o'clock, I met the adjuster the next morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. She had a contractor there. She had a restoration company there. That restoration company wanted to store my whole house of goods in South Central Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And that was right after the riots. And
Location.
and so they wanted to store them down there. Contractor came and said that they would have my house put together in 60 days. It was going to cost $40,000. I put the brakes on everything, but what you have to realize is that when you are all of a sudden displaced from your house, you have a major fire or some incident like that, you're out of your house, your head is spinning. You're worried about all kinds of things. And the first person that comes in is going to help you is not going to help you. I wound up using a restoration company that was in Simi Valley. Of course I didn't know Terry then, but in Simi Valley that was an excellent restoration company. I wound up getting a different contractor that actually cost $126,000 to repair the house. And it wasn't that they just charged more, the insurance covered it. So you need to know all of this stuff beforehand, so that when it happens, if it were to happen to me again, I would know exactly what to do.
Call Terry.
So you call Terry first, and I'm sure Terry, I'm sure you know other people that you could recommend that would be contractors and other people that you would need for.
CJ brought up 3 really good points that I want to just end with, if I can. First thing is everyone has a cell phone. I know right now you're not going to need us, but when you need us, you're going to need us in a second. And why not just put our number in your cell phone right now? I mean, is that you have a number. It doesn't cost anything to call us. The second thing that CJ brought up, which was very, very important, is somebody local. You know, a lot of times these people have companies, but who knows where they're from. You want someone local because your house, whether it's fire, water, or mold, needs to be checked on a daily basis, not on a weekly basis, not on every 4th day. They need to be back and check if the machines are still running, if it's drying correctly. If it's not, it needs to be reassessed and how it needs to be dried. So important that you have somebody local within a 45-mile radius, because you need it to be. And I can't tell you how many times there's somebody coming. I drive on the freeway and I'm like, where did they come from? And the last thing I want to bring up is I do have these coupons that I give to insurance agents. It's $150 off of jobs under 1,000 and $250 off of jobs over 1,000. Please take it. You're welcome to have it to put in your files for whenever you need it. Please remember. And thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate it. If you have any questions later, please let me know.
Great job.